right, so I wanted to demonstrate real quick how to use an S needle. This is a needle that's made, it's a handheld needle. It's a handheld needle. Oh, geez. And so it's not made to use with an instrument. We use these very frequently in large animal practice, mostly cattle work, sometimes goats. But I wanted to show real quick how I thread the eye of the needle, and this can be different for different people. But I just bring my suture through there, and then I just double that suture up to make a loop like that. Some people will actually make a knot out of it. The problem with the knot, and I welcome any of you to go ahead and try and put a knot in it just to feel the difference, is that the more suture material that we get bulked up back here, the harder it is to pull it through the skin. And so for that reason, I just tend to go through the loop twice and leave myself a fairly generous amount on the tail of that, just so it provides me a little bit of extra room to grab it just in case that comes loose. So the way that you hold this is that this curve here is made to fit in the palm of your hand. And then this curve here is for your thumb. So we're going to hold this needle. We're going to do a palm grip with that, with our thumb here. The way that we get this through the skin is we drive it through the skin with our palm. This model is made to be similar to cattle skin. It's still not quite as thick and tough as the real thing, but it's pretty darn close. And how we typically do this is we're actually using our hands, because we're dealing with tissue that's 1.5 inches thick. So we're using our hands instead of our forceps, because our forceps would be bent in about a nanosecond. There's two ways to make this your friend. The first is you want to get straight through the skin, so 90-degree angle through the skin first, and then curve your needle. Don't try and go through the skin and curve it at the same time, because you end up getting extremely frustrated and you get a straight needle. So 2 steps, 90 degrees through the skin, and then curve your needle edge. Then what you do is, as you push it through, you give it a little half twist, and we're going to bring that out. We're going to automatically be reset for the other side, and we're going to do that same action, 90 degrees through the skin, get it through there first, then give it a half twist, pull it out. To start your forward interlockings, we've got the station to practice our one-hand ties. We're going to use a 1 or a 2-hand tie here. And so we don't even really have any instruments that we're using. It's all of our hands and our handheld needle. So it's your choice if you want to do a 2-hand or a 1-hand start to your line, and we will help you with that if you need a refresher. So what questions do you have about using an S needle?
When would you use one?
All the time, mostly for skin. We'll use the S needle for skin, depending on what we'll be using for suture material, C-sections, if we're using something off of a reel. But I would say that in cattle practice, we're using these more commonly than we are a swage-on needle.
It's not working anymore.
Oh yeah, just pause.
All right, carry on.